All right, so now we are getting ready to actually build the pages for our website. Before we get started on that, it's important that you know that once you install WordPress, and right now I'm on the dashboard, I'm going to open a new tab. As you can see, we left off where we've added a header, but we have so much more left to add, such as the navigation to our website. In the next module, in step 4, we'll get into the blog part. But this is a very empty website, and you don't really want people who have access to your domain name to see it. So what I would like to do in this particular video, going back to the dashboard, is I'm going to show you how to install your first plugin. So on the side here, I'm going to go to plugins. And plugins are really what make WordPress what it is. You can add a variety of things, such as adding a mailing list to your website, the social media sharing, what we're about to add now, which will be a maintenance plugin. Later on, we'll talk about how to back up your website. There's plugins out there for changing the fonts on your website where you don't have to go into the coding. Um, there's just tons and tons of plugins to make your website where you don't need a programmer, don't need a web designer. You can kind of handle it all on your own. And I'll talk about in step 5 some of my favorite plugins, and we'll also install them and get them started. But for now, I want us to go to add new, and we're going to look for a maintenance plugin. And the reason why I want you to have that in place is what we're going to do is going to put a kind of a coming soon page. If I can spell maintenance, and see what comes up. And this will help you work on your website without having anyone see things that are unfinished. Like a lot of times I'll go to people's websites and I'll see where they don't have text that, is completely finished, or they'll have, like here, hello world. You don't need things like that on your blog. You need a complete website, especially if you're talking about you're an author and you're trying to attract readers. That's not cool. When readers come to your website, they should get your complete bio, your books, information about your books, events. These are things that we're going to be building behind the scenes. So let's see. There's a couple of different plugins. And the way I look at plugins is you kind of want to see what's been used a lot. Like this one right here has 300,000 active installs. That's pretty important. That means it's pretty popular. You also want to make sure that it's been recently updated. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but one thing about plugins, they have to be maintained. When you see a plugin needs to be updated, that's something you need to do as soon as possible. But don't worry about that right now. I do want you to I'm going to scroll down this page, and it looks like as I scroll down this page, here's one that was updated 6 days ago. But a lot of these you can see they haven't been updated that frequently. This one was 3 days ago. 20,000 active installs. Really, there's no particular one that we have to use. I have used a variety of different maintenance ones over the past. It's just mainly about having something up that where people can't get to your website. And I'm looking at this one. I think this is one that I've used before. It adds a splash page to your site, lets your visitors know your site is down for maintenance. And it was last updated 2 days ago. And just in case you don't know, at the recording of this video, WordPress actually had an update. It was like 4.6 something, I think. And so a lot of these folks, once WordPress updates, then they kind of go behind and try to do an update as well. So I'm trying to see which is a good one. I think I'm just going to go with this WordPress maintenance mode for now. Actually, let me go up. Actually, I'm looking at this seed prod. I actually have used this one before. I guess I'm looking at this 4 weeks ago, but at least it's not 4 years ago. And I do like that it's a 5-star. That 5-star versus just 4 stars does make a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and install this one. So all I'm going to do is click on install now. And if I remember correctly about this one, it actually has some really nice pages for coming soon. So once I hit install, I'm going to activate. And once you activate a plugin, it's going to go right to it. And this one is pretty simple. Right now it's disabled. I want to click on enable coming soon mode and then just press save all changes. And for now, I want to see a preview of this because I know there's some things down here we didn't add. So I want to see what the preview looks like to people who are coming to the website. And right now looks like it's just a white page, so that's not really good. So I'm going to go back here. There's some things where you can add a library or add a logo. I'm not going to worry about that for now, but I do want to put maybe say coming soon. And maybe put a message. Thank you for stopping by my website. We're working on a new website and it will launch very soon. So, just a real simple message. And let's see. I guess this is something where they're asking, can we put something at the footer to advertise them? For now, I'm not going to worry about that too much, but I am going to save those changes. And I'm going to go back out to this preview page and see if now we get more than a white screen, and you do. Coming soon. Thank you for stopping by my website. We're working on a new website. So that is there. It looks pretty plain, but it does the job. It makes sure that people do not see what you're working on. But I think they have a design tab here, so I'm gonna take a look at that and see if there's any more that they will let us do. Looks like you can add a background image if you want to. So I'm gonna take a look at this. Well, I think I have some images in here, so I'm gonna check and see. When we were playing with this before, I had uploaded this green kind of book. So I'm gonna play with that and see how that looks if we use that particular. I'm gonna insert into post. And let's see, there's a couple of things here about responsive background. This will add an overlay. I think I want to do an overlay just because that image is pretty. It's kind of bold. So I don't know how the text is going to show up on that. And for now, might want the text to be white just because it's over that image. don't really have any links right now, so, but I think I also want this to be white too. And it looks like they gave you some fonts to work with. I'm just going to choose that Impact because I know it's kind of a bold font. Okay, after all that, I'm going to go back and hit refresh and see how that looks. Maybe it looks a little different, and that definitely looks different. That's actually pretty nice as a coming soon page. I'm hoping we can do a little bit more with this text. Might not really make a difference, but it doesn't hurt. Let's see, there's something on the advanced. If you don't really want to deal with advanced, don't worry about that. I'm looking at that. That looks a lot more complicated than we need. So I'm going to go back to content. And I think this will do for now. It looks like here we can make the text a little bigger or bolder maybe. Let's see. I'm going to drop this down. Maybe do a heading 2. And let's see. Not too much customization, but then again, it doesn't have to be that fancy. After all, it's a coming soon page. It's not meant to be too fancy. Oh, that's a little bit better. That makes that text stand out a lot better. So this is something I just wanted to show you. I definitely believe while you're working on your website, you should have something out that people can look at and kind of see that you're working on something, and it kind of protects you as you're building out your website. So with that said, we're going to come back with another video, and with that video we're going to talk about what pages to build.